trauma and how it affects our body. The type of trauma that I want to focus on today is complex trauma. The book definition states complex trauma is exposure to multiple traumatic events, often an invasive interpersonal nature. Many of us are encouraged to change our tone or to develop our voice in accordance with someone else. Now, your voice, once developed, it's a direct expression of your soul. I believe currently many of us are operating in a traumatic state because we don't know how to express ourselves. For centuries, men and women alike have been controlled. Our voices have been broken down. Now, this type of complex trauma, it didn't happen overnight, y'all. It starts with the men, and it breaks the men down. Because if a man isn't able to successfully lead his kingdom, if he's not able to successfully stand on his own 2 feet as a man, as the king that he feels that he is on the inside, because it's the soul. Remember, I just said that our voice is a direct reflection of our soul. Over time, the men have become emasculated. The role reversal have taken a role of masculinity, and the masculinity has taken a role of the domesticated feminine. Now, why is that currently happening in society? Because of the calcification of the men and the women. Because you have to feed nutrients to your body. And the nutrients that you feed to your body, what they do is they develop your brain, they develop your core, they develop your stomach, they develop your heart chakra, your throat chakra. It's not just the 7 chakra system. If your heart chakra and your mind and your throat and your pineal gland and your stomach is under attack, then that means that it's a slow decline in the masculinity that's within the man. And it's also a slow decline in the femininity with the women. As a woman, you should be able to trust the guidance and the leadership that your husband provides for you. But if we are trapped in a generation to where the men aren't able to comfortably operate within that masculine space, how can a woman comfortably navigate within her feminine energy? But nowadays, when you say that a man is not operating in his masculinity and a woman is not comfortable or able to comfortably operate within her feminine nature, the closed mind will automatically place you in a realm of discrimination against someone's sexual orientation or creed. I'm referring to that God consciousness and that goddess consciousness. It's within us. It's in our core. So whether you're calcified or whether you're operating in a traumatic state to the point where you're not able to articulate yourself to set certain boundaries and principles and have these core values that are in alignment with you, if they aren't in alignment with the structure of the world and the way that things are currently being operated, that would therefore make you an outcast. But at this point in time, I feel that it may be all right to be an outcast, because in all actuality, if you are not able to successfully develop your voice, which comes from your core, if your stomach is out of alignment, and it goes back to our diet. What are we eating? What are we feeding our stomach? And what are we feeding our mind? Remember, the food that goes to our mind is the things that we consume, right? Whether it's food, whether it's music or TV, whatever we consume, the company that we keep, are directly connected to our masculine and our femininity. Because each and every one of us have estrogen and testosterone in us. How do we bring that space back into society where the woman can feed the man And I'm not speaking in regards to food. I mean, feed him where it feeds his soul, to where he's able to operate in his masculinity and not feel that he's being met with friction and defense. And in turn, how can the man feed the woman's soul to where she feels safe and secure and able to successfully operate within her feminine nature? I realize that a lot of the trauma that we have experienced in life, it's not going to delete itself overnight. The wounds are so deep, you don't have to spend 4 or 5 years working on one particular wound. A lot of the healing that our vessel needs, it take place in the home, on the home front. As we begin to heal our vessel, we also heal the vessel of our family. And it's a domino effect. It not only affects our family and our friends, it encourages us to step out and broaden that circle. Defeminization. I'm not sure if this is an actual word, but I want to say if it's emasculated and defeminized, we are encouraged to withhold how we feel. Many people, they don't know how to express their feelings. It's much easier to stonewall. It's to shift the blame opposed to having accountability. I truly believe that a lot of relationships, they won't end. There will be less divorces, less arguments, and people will begin and to get to the point where they can communicate effectively with their partner because they are willing to have accountability. It also comes from the point of the defeminized and the emasculated man. To go back to the emasculated man, a lot of times that emasculation begins in childhood and that man is slowly broken down. Remember, I said this has been going on for centuries, but it seems the stronger the man is, or the more resistance and the resilience that individual may display, oftentimes they are segregated upon. In fact, they can end up becoming a target and placed in a category of being aggressive. Or it can also do the flip side of that with the woman. She can be viewed as boisterous or also aggressive. Is it just that our strength, endurance, resistance, resilience, determination to rise above any and every obstacle? So what's your thoughts on emasculation and defeminization? And how did this video resonate with you? Drop a comment in the comment section below. Have a good night. Peace.